Good morning. I have another 30 minutes before I'm allowed caffeine. We're trying to experiment. Because apparently, if you drink caffeine right when you wake up, there's a process that doesn't happen. Like adenosine builds up when you're sleeping and makes you tired at night. And there's a process in the morning of clearing that out of your system. Yet, if you drink caffeine immediately, that process doesn't happen. We are Dragon Lady now, because the game has given us a bunch of free Fantasia, so we use it. One thing I want to do before I start some story stuff is... What was I doing? I just started Dark Knight, and I really enjoy the playstyle. Well, not the playstyle, the way the animations are. It's kind of the feel. Adventure need tank, perfect. And look at that. Before I go in there, where's my food? That'll work. Why can't I not use food? Too low level for that food? Can you not eat food in the inn? I'm confused. We just did this one, we're doing this one again. Do I have my experience things on? Yes. Someone watching the cutscene? Wait a second. Hold on. Okay, that's a lance. Like, that looks like a mace to me. I haven't seen a mace in this game. Alright, so do we have any AoE? The archer has AoE. So I'm okay to pull a little bigger. And nothing else, I have AoE. Yeah. See the archer? All those little pellets running everywhere? That's their AoE. Ran this dungeon last night, and I did a big pull, and they're both like, yeah, we don't have AoE, so, well, I do. I don't have a cooldown here, so I'm just gonna... mostly kill these and run up. Mana's not really a big deal from what I've seen on healers. I still haven't figured out what the point of this is. To provoke with damage? Cooldown's up. We can pull a bit bigger. Make sure I got that guy. Poor Dragoon. They only have single target right now. I know, because I leveled one recently. And the pain is real. These big pulls. Let's get a single target, one mob. These animations are definitely like way more deliberate, very slow and smooth, as opposed to the warrior that's very abrupt. Like, I'm playing this class, you feel like someone who's worked on their sword technique a bunch, and how to like wield this giant sword. Whereas the warrior feels like he just found it. He just picked it up and started hacking with it. Both are good. We go bigger? Let's go bigger. How much we got? Alright, this might be too much. We're gonna try it. Not bad at all. There's some AoE, we don't have a ton. You want me? You want me? Okay. It's a little hard with the AoE to figure out what you hit and what you don't, because it's so delayed. The animation doesn't match what it actually hits in this game. I don't have my defensive, so we're just gonna be smart. Yeah, the meta in dungeons seems to be rotate your cooldowns. Actually, I do have this. I gotta use that. And every pull is a giant pull as long as you have a cooldown. I think these guys hit hard. We're not gonna worry about it. Everyone skipped. Everyone skipped. We good? We good. I'm performing my optimal 2-button rotation. Like right there, I could have sworn I hit that guy with my AoE. The way it works, it did not. Grab these. We did it. I don't know how I feel about this hair. Because I wanted it before, because I think it looks good as blonde, but as black hair, I don't know if it looks as good. I kind of like my punky hairstyle I had. But we're going to try it for a bit. I did want to check. Let's just return. So I'm pretty sure I wear the same gear as a warrior, but I want to check the weapon. See if we can find anything. Oh, no one puts low-level stuff up here. No, I'm not gonna bother. Alright, let's go back to Little Dragoon. Yeah, we're talking to the Moogles. Okay. Because we randomly found Moogles on top of this giant mountain where dragons live. Conjurers? Yep. So now you have to speak with a Moogle envoy. As you do. I sent word to the Elder Seedseer upon arriving in Gridania, and I'm pleased to report that she has agreed to grant us an audience. If anyone can help us to contact the 12-Wood Moogles, it is she. We are expected at the Lotus Stand. I trust you are familiar with the Conjurer stationed at the entrance. I am. Let's take our hat off here for cutscene. And weapon. That weapon is not fit, but I don't have anything better. Connie Senna was probably the biggest upgrade in terms of voice actress, because she was very boring before. Like, monotone boring. Oh, we don't get to hear her. I bid you welcome, friends. The Admiral spoke of having met with you, but it is no less of a relief to see you safe and hail with mine own eyes. We humbly thank you for agreeing to receive us upon such short notice, my lady, and for all you have done for us in our absence. Whether it were solely to express our gratitude that we came to you this day. Alas, the tides of battle yet dictate our comings and goings. Elder Seedseer, We would beg your wisdom in a matter that may finally bring an end to the Dragonsong War. Speak on, friend. I see. So you seek a means to contact these Moogles of the Churning Mists.
Gerber, Gerber, I say, Gerber.
Hey, buddy. Greetings, Kublo Kop. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company?
I was struck by the sudden urge to bring you some fruit candy, and I'm jolly glad I did. Tell me more of these Moogles in the sky, Kubo.
So this guy was spying, absolutely. I'll gladly tell you all I know, though it amounts to precious little. We encountered a Moogle high in the clouds of Dravania, and I'd hoped that you and your kin in the Twelveswood might agree to facilitate a meeting. Pray correct me if I am mistaken, Kuplo, but there are legends, are there not? We speak of Moogles who dwelled beyond the clouds.
Indeed there are, Kubo. Long, long ago, back when the world was still young, the same ancestors served the gods up in the heavens. Of course, that was before their masters took to bickering like spoiled children.
Ah yes, the tale of good King Moogle the 12th. May his reign go forevermore. This is the first time they didn't add a moniker to it. He is revered for holding fast to a rope of miraculous length that his subjects might climb down from the sky and escape the world below. Ignoring the more fanciful aspects of the tale, it may well be that Kuplo's ancestors hailed from the Churning Mists. Given how long his kin have resided in the Twelveswood, it is perfectly possible that the details of their history have faded into myth. Indeed, Master Elfino, such stories often contain a measure of truth. It is like that, and the Moogles of the Churning Mist tell similar tales of the world below. I can well imagine why the one you encountered fled at your approach.
Oh, fleeing is second nature to us. We often hide when the larger races come trapping through the forest. Of course, with this one Moogle, there's bound to be more. That's why I decided to take a trip to the clouds, Kupo. They surely wouldn't be afraid to talk to me.
I was hoping you might say that, Master Kuplo. You will accompany us then.
Just you try and stop me, Kupo. I admit, the thought of venturing outside my Twelveswood is a bit unsettling, but I can hardly refuse a chance to meet the distant cousins.
If you will have me, I too will accompany you. Oh, didn't expect that. On this venture, and lend my voice to your cause as an ambassador of Gridania. Yeah, I'd be like, dude, you're not going to the Dragonlands. We kind of need you here. My lady, are you quite certain? How often does our nation turn to the signs of the seventh dawn in its hour of need? How often have we asked the warrior of light to risk her life to save her own? Okay, that's great, but you're also running a nation, and you can't exactly just throw yourself away. Full many times I say to you, and never have they refused us. Thus do I choose this day to offer mine aid to our allies for the good of the realm. There's a reason why we don't send our president to the front lines like it did. Is it not just? A most unexpected and most welcome offer, Elder Seetsier. We would be honored by your presence. I still think it's dumb. Like, too many people depend on you to not be taken captive or killed. Risk reward, not worth it. Pray return to the summit and inform our companions of these developments. I will serve as the Elder Seetsier's guide on the journey back to Somal. It being a path I've already trodden, I do not anticipate any great difficulties. Besides, we shall have the Elder Seetsier's personal guard to escort us. Are they gonna be kidnapped or something? Whenever they make a point of saying, it should be no problem. That in my head makes me think, well, it's probably gonna be a problem. Alright, we're back. This way. It's like a Ghibli light. Well met, Warrior of Light. Nidhogg is not stirred, but he watches us, unblinking.
Yeah, we got the leader of our nation to come help us.
The Elder Seer herself answers your call. Then there is naught to do but wait. Yeah, they're definitely getting abducted. They're here, Jack. Okay. I'm wrong. I'll take it. Greetings, my friends. I'm happy to report that our journey was mercifully uneventful, devoid as the road was of Dravanians. 'Twould seem the dragons have abandoned some all for the churning mists. Elder Seer, may I present to you Sir Estinian, Isgard's Azure Dragoon. 'Tis an honor to meet you, Sir Estinian. I've heard many tales of your order's extraordinary skill and courage. Friends, I feel it only right to inform you that we are not alone. The Mughals are all around us even as we speak, and I should imagine they are more than a little concerned by the horde of strangers, all 6 of them, that have descended upon their home. Mayhap now would be an opportune moment to introduce ourselves. This should serve.
They're hiding, of course. But there are so many of them, Koopa.
I am Khan Isena. My companions and I have braved the long road from the Twelveswood to share words with you. On this, the occasion of our first meeting, we bring an offering of light and wind. He's helping.
Oh, such a gentle and pleasing glow, Koopa.
Wow.
I am Moglin, the chieftain of this Moogle clan.
Chieftain Moglin, it is an honor to meet you.
Greetings, I'm Koopa, ambassador of the Twelveswood Moogles. A Moogle from the world below? Your hide is of a different hue, but that palm is unmistakable. I might need a moment here, Koopa.
My companions were no less surprised to learn of your existence here among the clouds. I hope they did not startle you overmuch for their eagerness to make an acquaintance. Full well I can imagine your wariness. I am told that men have not walked here in nigh 1,000 winters. Mayhap you will forgive them their forwardness when I unfold to you the grave matter which first brought them into your midst. My companions crave an audience with the great worm Hisvalgir, that they might negotiate an end to the war twixt man and dragon.
An end to the war, you say? I trust your kind Isena. The light of peace shines brightly within your soul. But I'm afraid the same cannot be said of your friends. To be plain, we did not hide ourselves because they were the first of your kind to be seen here in 1,000 years. Well, not only because of that. We hid because we smelled dragon blood. These skies are home to many, many dragons. While some crave peace, such as Hisvalgir, many others crave the opposite, such as Nidhogg. Suffice it to say, we are worried that the presence of your blood-splattered warrior friends will attract the attention of the nastier kind, and invite destruction to our happy home. Now, just a moment, Chieftain. Jack here may have doled out the odd thrashing or two, but it's always been for a really good reason. She's a champion of the Twelveswood Moogles, and I'll not hear her good name slandered. Now, Ambassador, let us not ruffle each other's fur. I shall, of course, take your testimony into consideration.
If I may, Chieftain, there's little room for trust twixt strangers. Might we not take this opportunity to learn more of each other?
An excellent suggestion, Koopa. In the interest of fostering friendship and keeping an eye on you, I extend to you the hospitality of Mogholm. Prove yourselves worthy of our assistance, and it will be yours. I shall be watching, Koopa.
Easily done. It's quite the throne.
Tell me, in the world below, do all of your kind look so different from one another? Must be terribly disconcerting. What was a Kupalo crop called you again? Josh? The names are as odd as your appearance. Have you ever considered a nice Moogle name? Moglin is taken, by the way. As are Morgan, Mogmog, Mogwin. These be the names of that three-wise Moogles who will administer the momentous challenges that I have devised to measure your worth. Call them the Trials of Trustworthiness. Undertake these trials, and we shall soon see whether or not you are worthy of our aid. Okay. Jack will not judge you by your curious name. What I will judge you by, however, is your performance in Trials of Trustworthiness. Okay.
Muggin.
Hello, yes, I'm Morgan, the foremost alchemist in Mogholm, if you must know. If your tummy's gloopy or wings are droopy, I have a potion to fix that. Or, I would if I didn't keep running out of ingredients. Luckily, you're here to do my chore. Trial, yes. Go forth, mighty adventurer, and readily pluck 3 sprigs of cloud's breath for me. You'll find it blossoming near the entrance to Isle Tome. It's not the safest of places, so don't let yourself be too distracted by the pretty flowers. Okay.
That's one. Mogwin.
Mogwin's the name, and art is my game. When it comes to painting, there are none in Mogholm who can match my talent with a brush. I know why you have come. Chieftain Moglin has demanded that I test your trustworthiness. But as I trust no one to create an art that will satisfy me, I instead charge you with retrieving a masterpiece I seem to have misplaced. It was an ambitious and innovative work, guaranteed to fetch at least 4 coupons in the open market. You must find it, question the masses. Surely a pebble painted with such vibrant color and unmistakable panache cannot have escaped the notice of every Moogle in Mogholm.
We're looking for a rock.
Yes, you have the pleasure of speaking with Mogmog. Yes, I know. I am the fluffiest, most enchanting creature you've ever laid your eyes upon, Koopa. It isn't easy being this adorable. I can barely take a stroll outside without these relentless Dravanians throwing themselves at me. Okay? Why, they look as if they might just gobble me right up. In any case, fleeing their overbearing adulation is growing a bit tiresome. Your trial, madame, is this. Find these ardent archaeosaurs and slap some manners into them. Perhaps a firm smack on the snout will teach them to appreciate my charm from afar.
Alright, start with finding the rock.
Mogwin is missing this masterpiece. Or you mean that paints me in mess of a pebble? I've not seen it recently. The fact first, my eyes are profoundly grateful. Mr. Mogwin has replaced his masterpiece. Oh, happy day. If I am swifter in finding it, I will soon have a genuine Mogwin for the price of a little perspiration. Honestly, who has 4 Koopa nuts just lying about to spend on such luxuries? I don't know much about a storm, but I do know Mogwin's been creeping about out the back way to Sawmill Summit from time to time. Maybe he left it up there.
This way or over there? Over there.
What did you find out? Yes, now that you mention it, I do seem to recall leaving my pebble out in the sun to dry. Ahem, the second part of your trial commences. Go, adventure, and retrieve my masterpiece before some art-starved admirer swipes the stone for himself.
Okay. Obsidian's too cool to do trials. Just to stand there menacingly.
Apparently I got up there somehow.
morning, Astrid. We are doing chores for Moogles. That's what my life is amounted to. And Candy Senna, you know, the leader of a foreign nation, has decided to come all the way up here where dragons might kill her. Which I think is not a very smart idea. If you're the leader of, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of people, you don't put yourself in harm's way like that. That's just dumb. That's not happening. We just can't get up there. Alright. Missing one Cloud's Breath. That's where I found the other one. Oh, okay. That's how we make it up. Must be hard to breathe up here. We are very high. The other one was up there. Can we get over there? Not from here. Can't jump that. That's the standard greeting in Maine you give to tourists when they ask how to get somewhere. Oh, you can't get there from here. It makes us laugh. Can't get up there. This song, I keep thinking it's gonna turn into that early 2000s song. Were you able to humble my Duranian devotees? Well, wonderful. You're as capable as you are captivating. Still, my precious perfection does not excuse these louts from pursuing me so mercilessly. Their tongues lolling and bellies rumbling. The Duranians and their ilk have much to learn about acceptable acts of admiration. I agree. Let's go with the longbow. We got a new warrior weapon. Just got a new archer weapon. Do you have any trouble finding the crowds? Well, I do need it quite urgently, you know.
Oh yes, these are perfect, Kerbo. Now I have the main ingredient for my palm tonic. Speaking of which, how are you feeling, miss? Should you ever feel your palm losing its bounce, then I am your Moogle. The drug dealer? It's armory chest, armory chest. I think that's it. I mean, still isn't fit, but that's fine. Let's wear it for a bit. Now that we still have to do. How do we get up there? It's not that way. We have to get up top here somehow. Oh. Why'd my game just get choppy? Have you ever bathed in the waters of the northeast? Of course not. Because the gang of burly Rupkins has been attacking any who goes near them, Cooper. If you were kind enough to slay a few, that might scare them away and give me time for a dip in the waters. These guys casually ask for murder quite a bit. Let's go slay a few. I want to bathe. It's over there. How do we get higher? Maybe it is over there. Up and around. Let's go see. Definitely is the way to go. We are super high. Cloud cover's right there. You really want to go to the observatory in Hawaii. It's kind of like this. You drive up the mountain and you come through the clouds and then the observatory's on the top. Pretty cool. Alright, trial's done. Just have that ether current quest. That away. Heavensward definitely moves at a much faster pace, which I appreciate. Because there are quests like this where you're like, alright, do 3 trials, just normal busy work quests, but they don't stack them against each other. Like in A Realm Reborn, especially in the post-patch stuff, it's like, alright, go question these soldiers about something. Okay, question them. Alright, go collect these supplies for something. Okay. Well, I thought I saw a strange figure over there. Go check that out. I don't see him. Okay. Go talk to these other soldiers. It's like, Jesus. Gotta put some action in there somewhere. Do you have it, Kerber? My masterpiece is safe? Yep, painted rock. Yes, this is my work. Is it not exquisite? I call it Contemplations of Zenith. Thank you, madame. At last I can exchange my art for those delectable Kupo nuts. Chieftain Moglin will hear of this valorous deed.
Don't want any of those. Alright. Let's await his judgment. It's a pretty sweet throne.
Jacked. That is what you insist on calling yourself? You have completed the trials of trustworthiness administered by the taskmasters Morgan, Mogmog, and Mogwin. During these grueling tests of character, I closely observed your conduct, as well as those of your companions. And I'm decided, Kupo. Gather your friends before me now, so that I need not repeat myself needlessly.
These trials over then, my tasks have been little more than household something. For hosts elect not to grant their aid after working us like pack chocobos, I shall demand compensation in Koopa nuts out of principle, but I hope it will not come to that. Let us hear the chieftain's verdict. Stydian's going to be very grumpy. How go your trials, warrior of light? I myself have been sent on a number of expeditions to chastise the local dragon population. Did not their chieftain wish to avoid inflaming the Dravanians? Such contradictions aside, our hosts seemed entranced by the height of my leap.
They compared me to Mog, a lance-wielding Moogle warrior of Eld,
who also favored such attacks. So, tie into Final Fantasy VI. Mog is in 6, and he's a very good lancer. You can make him a lancer, but most people do. It's meant as a compliment, I expect, but I doubt these furry lumps could outleap a caracal lamb, much less a dragoon. Conclude your business here swiftly, Jacked. I like not this place. Yeah, Mog doesn't start as a dragoon, but everyone turns him into a dragoon because he's good at it. Standing here in Mogholm, my thoughts turn inevitably to the legend of good King Moogle Mog XII and his seat in the heavens. Like most, I thought it no more than a myth, a story for younglings that grew with the telling. But with every passing moment, I became more certain that we have discovered the origin of the tale. Full eager am I to hear what the chieftain has to say.
We've become such friends, Kupo. My Moogle cousins love to sing and dance as much as I do. Chieftain Moglin has finally come to a decision, has he? But I suppose I'd better flutter over and see him then.
I would much rather live in the Twelves Wood than up here. What sorcery is this, that my heart should stir at mere fluffiness? Sally's finding a heart. Jack, I was... no matter. What is it? Chieftain Moglin has made his decision? Well, let us not keep him waiting. I want to hear voice acting for Moglin.
Nope. Never have seen such determined workers, Kupo. It would have taken us burns to complete all those dreary chores and niggling errands.
And have our labors proven the purity of our intentions, Chieftain?
Without a doubt. In fact, there was never really all that much I could do to begin with. Doubt to begin with. You were, after all, already friends with our fellow Moogle. But you see, before any meeting with his Frogger could take place, certain preparations needed to be made. And what better way to help you pass the time than by having you perform all the tiresome tasks that no one ever wants to do?
Grr.
Oh dear, the horn! Bring the horn, quickly now. We blow on this wondrous instrument whenever we wish to speak with the great worm, Kupo. We haven't perhaps been treating it with the care it deserves of late, and I think Morgan may have sat on it. But we needed some time for cleaning and polishing and straightening. No lasting harm done, though. Now you need simply head to Zenith, the worm's dwelling to the west, and give the horn a good toot.
We are in your debt, Chieftain. Thanks to your noble gift, we shall finally have a chance to plead our case to his Frogger.
Very possibly, yes, but I wouldn't get my hopes up too high, Kupo. The old worm isn't terribly fond of,
Your concern is appreciated, but I'm quite certain his Frogger will welcome our overtures.
Should we ever arrive at his lair? Come, we've squandered enough time already.
Frenemies, these two. Go home, Canny Senna. You're vulnerable out here. Chieftain Moglin, we thank you for your gracious hospitality. Though we must soon take our leave, I pray that we may continue to nurture the shoots of this new sprung friendship twixt earth and sky.
course, Koopa. Visit us whenever you wish. Consider Malcolm your home amongst the clouds.
They're good dudes.
Thanks for the help, Koopa. I doubt I would ever have found time for all those rotten chores. Hey, it wasn't my idea. If Chieftain hadn't spent less time sitting about and more time chieftaining, things would never have gotten so messy in the first place. He was the one who sat on the horn, by the way. But now all the errands are done and the horn is fixed. That's all's well that ends well, huh? Sure. Well, I expect you're going to be on your way. Did I mention your friend was looking for you, Koopa? If not, Alphino is looking for you. I'll be waiting just outside, stretching my wings. Let me know when you're ready to depart. Okay.
Still have to do the Ether Current quest. To the best of my knowledge, we have all that we need for our trip to Zenith, and I believe the Elder Seedseer and her retinue will soon be making the journey back to Gridania. It would be remiss of us, I think, not to convey our gratitude to them prior to going our separate ways. Okay, let's do that. Alphino, Jax, I do humbly thank you for what has been a most enlightening experience. Were it not for your pioneering spirit, the existence of these Moogles might never have been revealed to us. It is we who should be thankful, Elder Seedseer. Were it not for your timely diplomacy, they would never have chosen to reveal themselves at all. It was your presence, Kuplo Kop, that ultimately won us the trust. It must have taken great courage to leave the sanctuary of the Trollswood, and we are exceedingly glad that you did.
It was my pleasure, Koopa. I made so many new friends and have so many fantastic tales to tell my kinsmoogles back home.
And it is to our home that we must now return. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal, my friends. Safe journey, Elder Seedseer. We too must be on our way. Ristvalgia awaits. Warrior of Light, pray attend closely to your companion, Sir Estinian. Beneath that stoical facade, a storm of anguish seethes unseen. Got it. Yeah, I did get new barding I wanted to try. What was the new one? Hive. That's a look. Pretty cool.
Have you said your goodbyes and dabbed over your tears, Koopa? Then we are indeed ready to go. As Chieftain Moglan already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you is the best means of grabbing Hrizvalgar's attention. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. It's a big palace where you need to blow the horn. First things first, though, we need to make for Asa. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should have been the first thing.
They really make sure you don't miss any of these blue quests. Like, look, right here on your way.
You aren't thinking of heading towards Asa, are you? Better watch yourself if you are. Archaeos are stuck the road looking for an easy meal. If only someone could drive them away. Oh, you've seen the type for dragon hunting. Why don't you slay 3 of the Archaeosaurs and open the road back up for Moogle traffic? Once the deed is done, let Mugmug and Asha know.
Yeah, they made that quest the easiest you could possibly do. We're gonna put it in your path, and we're gonna put the stuff in your path. Just do it. But I have to go all the way over here. I don't want to fight you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to continue with Dragoon past A Realm Reborn. Not A Realm Reborn, Heavensward. It's very basic in terms of its rotation. You just kind of hit your buttons in order. A little boring. These guys have some hit points. And they hit hard. Hopkins down. There's definitely a big jump in the open world mobs going to the expansion. They hit a lot harder.
Many thanks, brave adventurer. Finally, I can enjoy a bath without the smell of raw dragonfish assaulting my senses. Say, dipping the waters might serve to freshen you up as well.
He just said we smell. Didn't even notice all that going on. We are going to speak with his Risvalgir. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. All their names are very Nordic. The dragons. Style points. We talked to... Can't go over there. This place is a bit wild, though. No one's pointing out the massive electrical storm going on.
Okay.
I killed the Archaeosaurs that were minding their own business. This game isn't very bad with that. And wow. Like, everywhere you go, you like genocide. At some point, it's like, okay, we're the bad guys, right? Not the bad in Classic and Retail, it's ridiculous. This power level is so weird, you can like pull a whole zone and kill everybody. Like, yeah, we're definitely the bad guys. Killing a bunch of lady dragons now. This place is wild, though.
Is that someone from below? How did you get past the Archaeosaurs infesting the road? What? Mogsy asked you to slay them for him. Just like him to depend on the kindness of strangers. We've barely been able to venture outside of Asaf for fear of being attacked. Now, thanks to you, the roads are just a little safer.
That's right. Kind of a big deal. Yeah. Definitely can't miss that. Like, they did away with trying to hide them. They're like, alright, people need them. We still have a lot to go, though.
Things were a bit bitey for a while there, but I think we've arrived in one piece, Grippa. I wonder what has the dragon so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual.
Alright. Let's go here. We have a new look, finally. It's not bad. It doesn't fit the rest of the gear, but not a bad look. It actually covers my vital areas, which I appreciate.
We may have a small problem, Grippa. When the winds are high like this, Svalgir invariably abandons his lofty approach and heads to the lands below to hunt. If I tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down.
Okay. Let's do that. Some cool dragon models. Interesting song, too. We got the harpsichord there. We got a harp. I do need to change the camera so it stays when I move it. Let's see if I can figure that out. Probably character. Camera? Aha. Don't see it. Aha. Yes. So now I can turn and it won't auto-adjust. So I can look around. not locked to the character too, so I can do this if I want to.
This should do nicely, Corpo. The winds will have died down by tomorrow, but until then, we might as well make ourselves comfortable.
If we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. Really? It's like no cover from anything. And mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Querthus. Clear our minds. Tis Master Elfino whose mind needs clearing. The thought of a meeting with a great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. See him stroll away as if these ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts. Follow him, Jack, and see that the wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time you return. Okay. Oh no. Now, the left mouse button is turning me. No. It's not doing what I want. Well. What I wanted to do is I want to be able to walk forward and turn the camera and have it stick there without me holding it. But what that did when I went to character-based, or legacy-based, it made the left mouse button turn the camera. Confusing. I see you was right to worry about the boy's safety. Once Alvino returns to the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what look like stew ingredients ready for the fire. Cutscene. Where was she carrying all that? few things compare to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. Ha! So speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with kindling and flint. 'Tis well you instructed me so patiently then, but yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to you Sally with a pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charlian dignitary, and alongside my twin, where is Alice, by the way? Became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of mine own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of the Scions. We are all of us guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives, never knowing what it is they fought for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe. It's the overarching message of Heavensward, I think. 'Twas only upon meeting Svalgir that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods of which fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. The truth has driven me to do terrible things, I cannot deny, but I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous but perpetuating needless war. Here comes Justinian. Oh, I thought he was going to come over the top with war. This journey has taught me anything is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge. You are well on your way, Master Elfino. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head. Even now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have labored. Sitting here amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragonsaur War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for a certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. Fishguard's survival rests on me wielding that power. I will slay Nidhogg myself. Orders or no. Justinian, you gave your word. My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Svalgir of the righteousness of your cause. Doubt not but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, wind's willing. We shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now and face our fate with the rising of the sun. Bonding! Well, they all have pertinent points of view. Looks pretty cool. Sig that.
That campfire was so cozy, you must have fallen asleep. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Svalgir back to the skies above Zenith, I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with a toot on the shiny horn. So, I'll be heading back now. If it's all the same to you, good luck, Kupo. Nice knowing you.
Oh, well. That's not ominous or anything. Feels like I'm moving faster. I don't know what unlocks faster movement speed in the zone, but I know it happens at some point. But I'm zooming right now. Going up. Very high. And the air must be very thin up here. I don't know how we're breathing. That's my sticking point. I can believe dragons and magic and all that, but altitude sickness needs to be here. Let's look at the scenery. Can't miss that. This has to be a boys' cutscene. I am not matching. You cannot make all those notes on a bugle. Hey, I have horns too. Alright, Heavensward is pretty emo. Awaited the release of Oblivion.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Heavensward, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva.
Do not speak her name, mortal.
But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Foolish girl, thinkest thou my beloved's spirit hath descended from the heavens? That the secrets of her heart are thine to know. His wings do not look functional.
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Oh, this just got weird. Gullible fool, the light but illuminated the past for thee. It did not grant thee omniscience. The spirit thou hast summoned belongeth not to Shiva. 'Tis but a shade conjured by thine own fancy. In age long past, mine own kin were guilty of like folly. Beguiled by the Dark One's lies, they attempted to resurrect a king amongst the worms. Yet the divinity they called forth merely borrowed the semblance of my fallen brood brother. I mean, he would know. Such gods are not summoned but created, phantoms spun from the threads of misplaced faith. Hence needing everybody to pray for them, for the primals. Was but thy dream of Shiva. The soul hath been corrupted by a deity of thine own making, child.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelgr, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
A tale of that kind is one of avarice, treachery, and death, and thou wouldst speak to me of peace. Hark thee, mortal, to the naked truth. Then tell me thou dearest forgiveness. Deservest forgiveness. "1,200 years ago, my beloved Shiva's sacrifice served to bring an end to the war twixt man and dragon, paving the way for an age of peace and cooperation. Two centuries of harmony were to follow, during which time the Elezen learned much about us, not least that the eyes of a great worm are the wellspring of his strength. It was out of the selfish desire to possess the strength that King Thordan then conspired to undo all that our peoples had achieved together." Frickin' Thordan. With the aid of his leal knights, that most noble of Elezen lured my brood sister Ratatoskir into an ambush and took from her that which he craved. Fain would I strike the image from my mind, yet still the scene doth linger. My brood sister's tattered corpse, defiled by her Elezen allies. They had torn out her eyes and feasted upon them in the manner of wild beasts. Yeah, humans do that. Yet that was not all. For from their bloody banquet, the fiends had gained strength beyond that of mortal men. Even now, I labored to comprehend the enormity of their betrayal. Nidhogg was the first to learn of the atrocity, and he took to the skies, hungry for vengeance. But though he slew Thordan and some of his knights, the fellow butchers knew only too well where to aim their spears, and with now practiced savagery, they set about my brood brother, sending him flailing from the field. Such is the truth the Holy See would keep hidden. Such was the beginning of the Dragonsong War. I had a feeling it was something like that. It is a song my kind shall never forget. And should 10,000 years pass and Ishgard crumble into dust.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
What thou choosest to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine every waking moment is no less than the truth to my kind. Nidhogg meaneth for Thordan's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days. That which thou imaginest a war of extinction is but a punishment, a siege of the spirit. Hast thou not seen those who tire of the torment, those who abandon their own and side with dragonkind? I know, creepy music.
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Know that all the traitors' progeny bear a trace of Ratatoskir's essence, but a single sip of our blood is enough to awaken it.
Then, the seed lies within us.
'Tis for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus are they transformed to join the ranks of Nidhogg's ever-growing army as newborn dragons. One by one, through death or defection, my brood brothers shall account for all the betrayer's children. The sins of thy father never ends well.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain.
Yep, killing matters. There will always be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like thee, Dragoon. But struggle as thou might, thy youthful vigor will be spent ere thou reachest 20 and 10. And Nidhogg shall remain to torment thine offspring. So he says once you turn 50, you won't be able to fight anymore.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance.
It's like a lot of conflicts in our world.
Requiem sung for his murdered sister.
People just killing each other. Thou hast the right of it, Dragonslayer. Comprehendest now thy futility of thy quest.
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Stubborn child, thou thinkest in mortal terms. Thy perception of time is too broad for thee to grasp. It is a simple matter for thee to offer thine apologies. Thou didst not perpetrate the crime. Despite thy visions, the deeds of history seem distant to thee. For a worm such as Nidhogg, however, that history is yet part of his present. As fresh as the blood that did gush from Radikosker's wounds. How could he not be driven mad? 'Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that mine own fury hath not consumed me. But let us speak no more of what is done. My faith in your kind is spent, and I would be alone. Well, that went poorly. His Valgir was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power. The will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. It was but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course. Alright, what do we got here? Yeah, let's go with that. So we got the full outfit.
Well,
Stillion's like, so we can kill the dragons now?
I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
What is there to be found in the east?
Dragons to kill.
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word and aided you in this fool's errand.
Man's got a
with
point.
Heavensward. But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved.
He's not wrong.
And for that, Nidhogg must die.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Well, if Nidhogg's goal is to bleed Ishgard forever,
I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him?
Warrior of Light over here. Got
Even
this.
behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
Oh la!
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And with two Azure Dragoons working in unison, who can say what might be possible?
Is that dialogue
Such
different if you're not a
speculation
Dragoon?
is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm.
I wonder.
Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloody.
Because you only become Azure Dragoon when you do the
Must death always
Dragoon
be answered
quests.
with more of the
So if you don't do that, I wonder if that dialogue is different.
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
That I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Shiva was a figment of her imagination.
Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered
Again,
fate.
Estinian's harsh, but he's not wrong. What false god is this Shiva? What manner of phantom ever welcomed into my heart? After all that, I have to get ready for work. Yeah, like I said, my schedule's all over the place these days because we're getting a remodel in our gym. And because of that, we have a lot of random scheduling things with work being done and all that, so... Fortunately, it's cutting into my streaming time, which I do not like, but it should be over pretty soon. Up here. Got our pajamas on, pretty stylish. Hole in the back. And we're out. Thank you again for watching. Tomorrow morning, I may not be online because I have a lot of stuff to get done. But definitely the next day. So probably about 8 a.m. Central Time, Central US Time. As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you another day.